Oh, sorry. I know.
No, wait. I think we are. Oh, yeah. We're live. Sorry, y'all. We missed the countdown. Hey, everybody. Welcome to a random special edition of SSTV. Let me tell y'all, we're so ready for the Ashanti versus Keyshia, and I feel like a lot of y'all were ready. So, since that clearly did not happen for whatever reason, we're going to talk about it anyway. So, if you don't know, I am Kathia Devon, girl moderator. And yeah, today I have in my box with me.
I'm Shalena, Dr. Heard by Day, resident Philly Joan of SSTV night.
I'm Jena, overdressed RVA, boy mom, creative director, influencer, and like the woman with, I don't know how many jobs I have anymore. It's a lot.
506.
Yeah. And our political commentator will be in the place.
He's en route.
He's en route. Okay. So we're gonna
just coming off the hill for something. So no. Don't worry about
it. as you did.
All right. Well then, let's get right into it. If you are here, please check in. And we're going to start off first with this whole Keyshia versus Ashanti, because this has been supposed to be happening for a while. Keyshia has called Ashanti out.
Absolutely.
She'd be like, what's up?
On other people versus, on IG, everything. Ashanti was very clear from the beginning she wasn't interested in doing it, and she mentioned that today on her. But she finally agreed. We were all ready. And then, around 6?
It was like right before 6:50.
And it was supposed to start p.m. BST?
Yeah. So, for those of you who do not know, Ashanti, she tested positive for COVID. She does seem to be in good health. She was definitely on Instagram Live for a while, asking Keyshia Cole to join. Although I don't think that's going to happen now because Verzuz is a platform.
It's all business now.
Right, yeah. And I don't think contracts will allow that to them to just do anything. So, to get this started, I'm going to let you know that we did our own Ashanti and Keyshia Verzuz.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we did it this summer. Like, there was a bunch of different track lists going around, and one was actually Ashanti, the other was Keyshia Cole, and so we independently voted, and it got a little. I ain't gonna lie.
Y'all, this was pre-SSTV, and this was my first time that Shalena like snapped on me because she doesn't read very well.
First of all,
the doctor has earned her degrees and has read enough. So when this came through, she snapped on me without understanding my take on the Keyshia Ashanti band. I was like, whoa.
Because it was the track list, remember, and we screenshotted it and we added marks. Jena's marks were not clear.
My marks were clear. You was just looking.
When I did my count, it looked like she was Team Shine. I was like, oh, you must not be.
Okay, we were not using the same legend, the same key, but we had the same outcome. But Shalena just wanted all the smoke when it came to this mock battle. And I was like, wait a minute. I don't disagree with you. Like, whoa.
So we actually almost lost Overdressed that day. Because she was like, she was not doing no more verses. Listen, as a witness.
Yeah.
Okay, as a witness, it was just all understanding between the X's and the O's.
Basically. That's all it was.
Yeah, an O was a circle.
I put this up to tell y'all. I haven't figured out. Somebody said TV is Team Keyshia Cole.
All day.
Yeah. So, no shade to Ashanti, but like when we did our poll, like, I was surprised.
Right, that was not reflective of our views. I want to know who did the poll. I keep on asking.
Who said that?
Who has said that?
Who said that?
Going.
Yes. Yeah. We were Keyshia Cole down.
At this point, we came into the battle Team Keyshia Cole. At the end of the day, like, I wanted to be fair. I was going to wait for Ashanti to start because it's all about what song you play and when you play it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but at the end, like at the end of the day, we were seeing Keyshia Cole, and y'all surprised us. Well, no, it was probably like maybe like a 60-40, and you all were leaning to Ashanti. So if you voted for Ashanti, please tell us why.
I just want to people
okay.
who are watching to check in and just let us know if you team Keyshia Ashanti. I just want to almost do a redo. Like, can y'all check in and let us know who you're rocking with and why? Like, leave us some comments because I'm just trying to understand because I'm a fan of me. Y'all know I'm a catalog. You know I love a good album. So I got both the albums, all the albums for both of them, and I can still
listen to the Ashanti ones though.
First one for sure.
That
for
don't
sure.
count. Everybody.
The second one, chapter 2 for sure.
Okay.
Chapter 2 had some bangers. That she lost me.
So one of our favorite cousins said that they think it was rigged.
How? What they do?
If you talk about SSTV poll, I do too. Because I don't know.
I don't know where they came from.
Jena?
Okay, this is way back when we had this mock battle for SSTV happened before we almost lost Overdressed. This is what I said, and I stand by what I said. I love both artists. But when I listen to Ashanti, it takes me back to a certain point in my life. That was 2002. Absolutely. I was a senior in high school. I was driving my little Ford Escort, and I was listening to that Blue album that was still in your CD book, and you would take it out and put your CD in. That was around the same time that we lost Aaliyah. So Ashanti gave me a lot of what I needed.
Absolutely.
And Ashanti was that artist of that time in my life. So if I hear Ashanti, it takes me back to that time, which wasn't terrible.
For sure.
When I hear Keyshia Cole, I can hear Keyshia Cole today. And it doesn't matter what song, what album, where I'm at in my life, I'm listening to Keyshia Cole. Not that I wouldn't listen to Ashanti, but Ashanti just takes me to a specific time. Keyshia Cole takes me anywhere.
I agree.
So and somebody said no,
and that's why she wins for me. But I love Ashanti. Are you kidding me? I love Ashanti. I love Ashanti.
Songwriter, beautiful woman.
Yeah, and J-Lo owes her a lot too.
Absolutely. Ja Rule owes Ashanti a lot. I mean, Ja Rule pop.
Whole lot.
He crossover on many a track. So yeah, much respect to Ashanti for sure. Yeah.
Well, like I said, somebody said no one voted for Ashanti, but our girl Danielle Team Ashanti.
Okay, Danielle.
Sis Ray said the realization that Keyshia has more hits, but she likes Ashanti more. So we're just
so why? Tell us why. That's all we want to know is why.
We just know why. I will say this: the advantage that Ashanti has is, to me, Ashanti has a couple of untouchables that it doesn't matter who she goes into this platform with. You just can't.
In the words of Corey, until he gets there, there are a couple iconic Ashanti tracks that I think I agree with Kathia. You just can't touch. One of them being like,
and baby, like you just
Ashanti is very, we gonna be all right, and Keisha's like, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be good.
I don't know, but I feel like if Ashanti plays Baby or if Ashanti plays Foolish, whether it's Keyshia Cole or anybody else, they just know they're going to go that round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But after that, it just gets a little shaky for me.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, so let's say, what, Shalena, the Dr. Heard, what is your favorite Keyshia Cole song?
Say it again.
What is your favorite Keyshia Cole song?
It's so many. So when I think about in the context of a verse, in the context of a mainstream, just like one of her most beautiful arrangements to me is Heaven Sent.
Hey!
I think the video, her voice, I think the lyrics, there's a song, that's just a beautiful song. That's just a classic. No matter who you are, you know that song. But then me as a Keyshia fan, every single album, from by herself to when she was with Jeezy to when she was with Boobie, seeing her through all of it, in the reality show, seeing her put Frankie in rehab. I have other favorites, but they wouldn't necessarily, I think, be Verzuz.
Do y'all remember when Ashanti was on Punk'd?
Oh.
Mm-mm.
And I used to
She was
love
on a bus. Ashton Kutcher punked her, and they were like, "Everybody introduce yourself, say your name." And she had like these sunglasses on and her hoodie up, and she was like, "My name is Keyshia Brown, and I'm a boxer."
I can't. She is too much. I can't.
So, Jena,
Sorry, this is one of those things that you don't forget. I'm sorry, it's very random, but. To speak to your point about Keyshia Cole being in reality TV, she did the whole last night thing with like Diddy, like you watched that song.
Yes, the
recording. He was like,
of
yo,
it is
get it together.
Yes.
Like there are like
I'm filling in for Corey. I'm taking up
Corey, there are just some iconic.
It was iconic, like Diddy pushing her. That was classic. Matter of fact,
I'm mad too.
she was so mad, but
Yeah, she was sweating and she was pissed. Like
yes, he needed her to.
The day I understood what Puffy does.
Yep, I'm gonna say that was.
Yeah, because that making the band like that didn't scratch the surface. That one episode, that one session, I was like, oh okay, I get it. I get
what he does.
So Jena, is that your favorite Keyshia Cole song?
Heaven Sent.
No, Last Night.
It's a tie between Last Night and Heaven Sent.
Okay. Well, I love Heaven Sent, but I think the song that resonates with me, I just know that I just sing the hell out of, like in the shower, in the car. It's I Choose You. I love that.
I love.
Oh yeah.
Oh my. But to me, that's an album track, and I don't know unless you're a Keyshia fan. I don't think you. So that's why I specifically said in the context of a versus of a hit for hit. I was saying, but I Choose You was one of my personal things.
I mean, it, like, don't get me wrong, the beat on I Changed My Mind is everything. Like, I know that Kanye,
that classic Kanye
shines in that song, but we not here for him right now, or probably
that was Kanye.
But I Changed My Mind. I mean, like, I'm just looking at it right now, and I'm just like, oh, yes. And I don't know if Chris is watching, but Just Like You album was like,
come on now, they're Just Like You album.
Girl.
Come on.
Girl.
The ocean of Keyshia Cole to me is what has kept me invested in her as a fan. Like, I can honestly say, like, she leveled up each album, whereas I feel like
no sophomore flop,
that second
like that.
didn't hit as well as the first one, whereas Keyshia, Just Like You was her second album, and I feel like that was better than the first. And it's hard for your sophomore project to be better than your debut. Like, that just set the tone for like her to continue to help. And I'm just team Keyshia.
Well, I'm seeing that Keyshia gives you more emotion, and Ashanti have good songs, but their voices don't compare. We're gonna come back to that.
We're gonna come back to that.
We're gonna come back to that
part.
Our vocalist line.
One of two.
One of two.
I know.
I'm seeing that Ashanti is a lot more likable. She's fun. She's thriving. So this is, I feel like Keyshia, especially first, she was just a little bit too hood for some people.
For some people.
But so I think like people just did not feel her persona necessarily.
Yeah.
And she necessarily found her presence as an artist, like how she would present herself, her look, all of these different things. But like, it kind of reminds me of like when we were talking about the Brandy and Monica thing. It's like, it's fine. She be out here on vacation in her bikinis and Jordans. We love it. I get it. But also that part of just like seriously, I remember Ashanti's first album. I mentioned Foolish and Baby, 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 but I really cannot speak to additional Ashanti songs after that. Like, I want to, but I hate Rain.
I'm going to say the ones that I say.
I do hate Rain on Me.
Right.
Okay, like, I know that they weren't singles, but they were like one-word titles. Okay. I love that album. Her first album, I love.
Front to back.
But I listened to it last night just like to get myself back into the vibe of Ashanti and Keyshia. I listened to both of them last night, and my takeaway was Ashanti songs took so long to start.
That was Herb.
It was like,
I was Herb. It was all about the
like,
conversation.
It was like an intro from the 90s or the 80s. Like, girl, what?
That haunting music Baby, that was
Chris, I love how y'all keep saying baby likes TLC.
I know. Baby, but not the TLC.
It wasn't even a chorus. I mean, it was the verses.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And I do
Like
think that they're like sing along wise. Like I think that Ashanti songs are easier to sing along to, or like they're easier to sing like skill wise, like vocally. They're easier to sing than Keyshia songs. So you relate to them better because you can like you feel like, yeah, that's me singing like baby. Like that's how I used to sing it.
I don't know. I was all into that song.
I was gonna, but I can honestly, so like Kathia talks about a song aging well, and Jenny listen to a Keyshia song at 25, listen to a Keyshia song at 35, it still resonates, right? Ashanti, like even though I love Baby, like the lyrics don't.
A little older now.
They don't connect as much as Keyshia songs to me.
Older.
Like I don't know, there's some emotion and it's just so much power, and the storytelling of Keyshia Cole just doesn't. Baby is catchy to me, and I love it, and I think it's a well-written song. But Keyshia songs just tell a story that you relate to. Like I
have to say, I will be honest, I was late to the Keyshia train. I don't think that I was ready for Keyshia's song when she first came out. I hadn't lived enough life.
I was about to say, yeah, been doing enough life.
Yeah, so Rescue Me is good.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all missed on that first Ashanti album.
No, I'm
scared, baby. Over
album was my first two boyfriends of my entire life. That was the
movies
soundtrack to my love life. Yes, that whole Ashanti album from front to back.
No,
y'all down $2.95 like
for the Ashanti fans, please give us some songs to discuss.
Rescue, I would
like,
even add Scared because it goes right into Scared. Rescue Me and Scared go back to back, and both of them are
Break Up to Make Up. Yes,
and that's what I said. That second album, Break Up to Make Up, Rock
I love that.
Rain on Me. I can take all of those.
The Declaration was a good time too because she had good.
You voted on that poll, didn't you?
You skewed our results.
All right, so we got Ain't It Funny, Foolish.
That Ain't It Funny, that's shade.
You cannot
that's shade. And I caught it.
You sure can. And she sang most of it.
No. So, and somebody else has said that, I forgot who I was talking to. So one of my friends were saying, but Ashanti wrote da. But in this particular battle, this is not a Teddy Riley Babyface situation. We're not having you come as a producer, as a writer, where you're bringing your catalog of things. No, what have you written and performed as an artist? I don't think she can count. I would not count J-Lo. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair.
I feel like if you did the work, you can bring it to the table.
But I feel like this battle was particularly set up for Keyshia to go against Ashanti as an artist.
If another artist can put it in a battle,
Teddy and Babyface were set up to go against each other as producers and writers, so that made sense. Dallas and Jermaine Dupri were set up to go up against each other as writers. It wasn't a versus, but they did their own little bit, a master's class. Right. But I think it was set up for them to go against each other as artists. So I think that's you're pulling from a different set. That's my personal opinion.
So what she say, Jena?
The Ain't It Funny, I call shade because I feel like if J-Lo was in the battle with somebody else, J-Lo gonna pull that song out.
Of course.
It's her song. So if you're not a producer or a writer, this is not a masterclass or whatever everybody wants to call it. If somebody else can pull out that song, it's not your song.
It's not your song.
So no.
Once you write it and you get rights to that person, you get your credit. That is their song now.
But again, the thing of it is, if you are that talented that somebody can do that, you probably have something else that's better or comparable. So for Ain't It Funny, Unfoolish.
Oh yeah, Foolish.
I love
The Way That I Love You.
I don't want The Way That I Love You. I can do it.
How does that go?
That the way that I love you.
It was she did a video with Terrence Howard and she killed him or something. She was into that one. I like that little song.
That whole first album, she could play that from beginning to end. And that would be
Ashanti's not Happy. I'm not really into that.
Yeah, that was her little feel good pop.
And she had on the sneakers and like the sheer pants.
You in the wardrobe.
That's what's most memorable.
Style is what you say without saying a word.
This is true. So I want to ask y'all and to our co-hosts, do you feel like, because we've been talking about it for a while, obviously we wanted to see it, but will we say this was a fair battle? Because I don't know if you all saw some of the memes once they postponed the battle. Some people said tap K Michelle in. And I don't know if K Michelle can go against I don't know if K Michelle can go against the Keyshia Cole catalog, right. But do we feel like Ashanti and Keyshia were a fair matchup when we look at catalog, when we look at vocals, when we look at style and presence?
Yeah. I think when you look at levels, like their ranking in the industry, they were a fair,
and they were same generation.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like if we go,
I feel like Keyshia kind of. I feel like Keyshia's a little after Ashanti.
She was. That's why I'm hesitant.
Yeah, she came out in 2005. Ashanti's first album was 2002.
Oh wow, yeah.
Well, that's not that far off.
No, it's not. And I feel like the first Ashanti album was still hitting in 2005. So.
Oh, for sure. It still hits now.
Yeah, and she had a remix. You know, a remix will take you another year.
Okay. But I will say a lot of people fans that talked about this.
I think it was comparable. I think it was
fair. Talked about this when they first mentioned, when they started to kind of publicize that Keyshia was calling Ashanti out. And I will say that I don't feel like Ashanti got to take off in the way that she could have, because Murder Inc. kind of collapsed, right? So we don't know what an Ashanti could have been. And Keyshia kind of filled that gap and took off. Like, I don't think she was comparable to Ashanti. I think she still would have been amazing, even if Ashanti was in the industry at that. Well, I think she was still in the industry, but if she was still actively making music. But you know, Ashanti and a lot of those artists got locked up. They could not make music during that time Herb was indicted. So yeah, I think Ashanti had 2 good albums in her, and then she was done. Whereas Keyshia had a good full 5 in her.
I mean, and let's be clear: if you can put out a Christmas album, you have arrived. Give Ashanti credit. Like,
a good Christmas album does give you credit. I agree.
I feel like that's a lot of resume. That's like,
because a lot of our co-hosts feel like Ashanti's song that she wrote, that they're fair game. No. Like, I'm hearing that she sung the background, she gave vocals for J-Lo. If she wrote it, it's good. And I agree with you all. Our hosts here have different opinions, but I just wanted to let y'all know that y'all were heard there.
Okay.
Now, to the point about the thing with Murder Inc., that definitely kind of made her put her career on lock. But at the same time, I feel like a talented artist can move, and we've seen that happen. I mean, Keyshia Cole started off working with Kanye West as a producer. Mm-hmm. She started at the top. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, from there, she had to work with other artists. And I feel like for her to your point, get better, says a lot about who she is as an artist. Somebody said K Michelle can stay where she is. Woo! I didn't say that.
I was not voting for that substitution. I just wanted to put it out there that it was mentioned.
Oh, this is interesting. Bella Canvas Beauty said they think Maya and Ashanti would have been a better match.
Bella, I'm here for that.
I'm not mad at that.
Lip scrub, by the way, girl. Thanks.
Me too.
But yeah, so I agree. I could see that. I could see. So who would y'all put against Keyshia then? If not Shant. If not K. If not K. If not Shant. Then who against Keyshia? I can't think of anybody else from that era.
There was a space for Keyshia.
Because she was so like, the natural thing is to say Brandy and Monica, but Monica wouldn't have been bad.
And that's what I was gonna say. People were saying when they did that, they were like Monica and Keyshia were, but Monica started so much before Keyshia. It's just different. Like, what was Keyshia going to do against Monica's early tracks? Like, that would just be a mismatch to me.
But we just said, like, then our point falls on itself that Keyshia has iconic songs. Like, she I don't think that she, just because it was 10, 15 years later doesn't mean
I think they were still good tracks. But I just feel like they're so different. They're
would you do Jasmine Sullivan?
And I was gonna say, I think Maya has the same problem too, because I really liked Maya in high school too, but I can't say that she DMV's own. But I can't say that her music aged well. Like, I don't have a moment where I'm like, oh, let me go play
That's their flying album. Come on, somebody.
It was a good time. Album. If I was to put Maya against anybody, it would probably be like a Christina Milian or somebody.
No,
like that.
No. Why not? Don't do that. Don't do that to DMV's own.
You know, Christina. Sorry, she's from
where's she from?
She's from Maryland. Too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, no, not a Christina Milian. Christina Milian could go against Cassie or somebody, but no, not Maya.
All right. What about? All right. So if we talking about Maya, who is she going against? Since I think
Ashanti is a good match.
I think Ashanti's a good match for Maya.
What about A. Marie? Who was she going?
I was just thinking
about A. Marie. I don't know about against Keyshia.
But the thing is, to me, A. Marie is a better singer than Ashanti and Maya.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, vocally she's stronger.
So could A. Marie go against Keyshia? They both came out around the same time.
I don't know. Said Ashanti versus A. Marie.
I was gonna say I don't know.
Nelson said Maya would wash Ashanti.
I don't know about
this. Listen, Giselle, you started something. Now this is a battle. We might have to do this and come back to y'all.
Yeah, I don't know, but I
Rashida said totally agree with Bella, and Maya would still win.
Maya against Ashanti.
Maya against Ashanti.
That Fear of Flying album and that Rugrats.
That Fear of Flying was everything.
Wasn't that Blackstreet
Blackstreet and Maya and Sheeta. You remember we used to love that song. Take me there.
Oh, that's my first jam.
Come on now. Once you saw me on the movies and Nickelodeon, and listen, Maya had a good run.
But Maya was a different kind of artist because a lot of her presentation had to do with her physical abilities. Like, she could dance and she had really good presence, and that's something that Ashanti had to work on her presence, and the dancing just wasn't there.
No, she's not a dancer.
No.
So would Maya go against like Sierra?
Nah. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, K. Michelle and Tamar. Both, but they had a similar start, like the time in reality TV. I can see that.
I can see that. I'm going with Tamar though, and I like K. Michelle too, but
yeah, I think
it's fine with me on that one. I don't have an opinion.
Say what now?
I said whatever y'all think is fine. I don't have an opinion.
You don't have no skin in that game.
Oh, wait a minute. Guess who's in
the business? Y'all are hilarious. Oh my God. Iconic. Yes. Listen. Okay, there were moments in time. Yes.
There were moments in time that were iconic.
So I did miss the last part. I understand you all are comparing two artists. I think I see K. Michelle and Tamar.
Yes. So, but first of all, everybody say hi to Corey Boone. Corey Boone, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah, I'm me. Yeah, we like things about politics and justice, and yeah, I was surprised we were going to still do a StreamYard tonight.
Right.
But it's good. We here now, so what's up? But yeah, I'm excited to talk about what could have been a nice night. You know, shout out to Miss Rona. She's still out here doing what she got to do. So yeah.
So wreaking havoc.
So this conversation has kind of gone into some better matchups.
Okay.
So somebody threw Maya and Ashanti out there, which a lot of us agreed with.
Really?
Somebody else threw.
Hold on, Corey, you have an issue with
Maya and Ashanti?
What's your take on that?
I don't know. Here's my problem. I think time frame. So Maya was out well before Ashanti, but I don't know who I would compare. Like, if Aaliyah was still here, I don't know. That's a good. That's something to think about. I don't know. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So it was where we're at now is Maya and Ashanti and Keyshia. I'm sorry, and actually K Michelle and Tamar. These are the things that have been thrown out there. We haven't found anyone for Keyshia.
I was saying, we're still looking for somebody to go against Keyshia.
Yeah.
We said Monica, but I think though Keyshia's tracks are timeless, I think that Monica's early tracks are just not a good match to go against Keyshia's stuff. I think it would just be a good match in terms of style and tone and energy.
No, and I think to somebody's point earlier, I think Keyshia has been able to, she has had some staying power. So for me, Ashanti was very much high school, but Keyshia was very much college. And so, but Keyshia still has been producing, hits after college or after, since that time frame. So I wonder for Keyshia,
Just algorithm wise, so you guys know, the Spotify has Monica first, as the fans also like with Keyshia Cole. Monica is first, Ashanti is last.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
In between,
yeah.
We are very much in
in between we have Fantasia.
That might be
Yeah,
something.
they said Fanny and Jay Hud.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about
Oh yeah, you gotta, yeah.
Melanie Fiona.
Oh, I love her. Her voice is ridiculous.
Damien mentioned a Tony versus Mariah. We're here for that. We talked about that before too.
Oh yeah, we did.
Tony
Yeah.
said she would go against who? Remember Tony posted on her own social media. And
She said
would go
Mariah
against-
or Mary
or
J.
Mary.
But yeah, no, Mariah.
Yes,
That makes sense.
agree.
So now that we have one of our vocalists in the room, we want to get into this conversation about who is the better singer between Ashanti and Keyshia Cole. And on that note, I'm going to pass it to the self-proclaimed vocalist in the room. Because I'm going to just sit here like this.
No, I mean, I think it's a great question because some people, like one of my good friends, he refused to watch tonight because he's a singer, he's a songwriter, and he's here for vocals. And he said, I can't do neither one of them. So I will give an A for effort and energy. And I love a good songwriter. So the fact that Keyshia and Ashanti write, I don't care if they can't sing. Like, their lyrics hit for me and their energy hits for me. So Corey,
You didn't answer the question, though.
no, I want Corey to start. Who's the stronger vocalist?
The stronger vocalist, I would say, would be Keyshia, because I feel like at the very least, Keyshia tries different things. But with Ashanti, I feel like I'm getting the same type of. She's good at her level, and she stays in that level. She doesn't give me anything more than what she needs to give. Like, she's not going to try anything different. She might do a little holler and rain on me or something like that, but it's not vibrato. It's not any kind of trick. And this is no shade. Like, here's the blessing in having multiple singers do multiple things. Like, everybody can have their talent and their moment in what they do. So, but because Keyshia, I mean, and we laugh at that. She's right. I gotta give it to Keyshia that she was even willing and ready to try it. Like, and I think that might be a part of Keyshia's appeal, is that she's a little bit more rugged. She's a little bit more. She's not gonna put on any pretense. And I'm not saying it about Ashanti at all. I'm just saying about any R&B singer during that time. I mean, you had the Kathia and you had all these very beautiful, but they gave you very much like simple vocals, simple lyrics. And I think, Keyshia was out here doing something a little different. I got to give it to Keyshia.
Basic. As always, as my fellow vocalists, we're on the same page, obviously. We know voices. We have voices. Keyshia for me, again, I said it about her albums, I'll say it about her voice. She may not be the strongest singer, but I think her voice has evolved over time. I think her albums have evolved over time. I think Ashanti sounds the same as she sounds on Foolish as she does today to me. So I just give it to Keyshia because of the evolution. We've seen her, Jena mentioned earlier, the fact that we saw Keyshia in the booth with Puff and him pushing her like I just her grit and her resilience and her emotion and her voice that just wins it for me.
No.
All right, that's the word from our again self-proclaimed vocalist.
You gotta keep on emphasizing self-proclaimed. Like a lot of people have called me vocalist.
I mean,
Okay, period.
We got vocalists to do the Deborah Cox challenge, and it wasn't happening.
I know my range as a contralto. I'm not messing with no Deborah Cox soprano run. That's just not what I'm going. You hit me on that Jasmine Sullivan challenge, I might have some smoke.
All right, so give us some pancakes.
We're not gonna do it right now. I've been having a little bit of drink.
There's always a reason.
But you know, we out there. We're here to talk. We're not here to sing. We're here to talk.
Ooh.
So I just saw that somebody said Melanie.
I was about to say we getting some more matchups in here.
Yeah, Melanie and Jasmine. I can see that.
I love Melanie.
Jasmine Sullivan. I can see that.
Philly's own. And she's another writer, but I'm not gonna say let's throw all the songs Jazz wrote for Monica and everybody else in the mix. No, Jazz gonna do it bad. Jazz and Melanie, that's a tough one.
That's
a good matchup though. That's what it's supposed to be.
It's a good matchup, but I'm trying to think hit for hit. Like, do we feel like they had the same amount of hits?
I think that one would be interesting.
It would.
I have equal respect for both of them, but I just think it would be a really good show.
Yeah, I think it would be a good show, and they both have great voices.
Yeah,
now,
I think that would be a good time.
More to the room that I'm sorry, I gotta bring this up.
Please bring it up.
Keyshia Cole versus Alicia Keys.
Who said that? Who said
that? But there. Okay, so hear me out. I think that if you were to count how many hits that you could automatically name for Keyshia, you could automatically name for Alicia Keys, they might be about the same. And we know Alicia Keys, we may have thought that I think vocally, Alicia Keys might be a slight step ahead of, but not a far step ahead of Keyshia Cole. Like,
no, she could only sing for like 2 years.
Right, like period. That's prior to what's her current husband name? Prior to what you call it?
Swiss Beats?
She was like, it was prior to Swiss Beats. People said that,
Oh yeah.
Right, like
that's when she lost her voice for
yeah, I was on Alicia Keys until she became a hypocrite. So go on.
And I will say just little caveat, just again a little reminiscent. I would stay up to watch Midnight Love. Y'all remember Midnight Love on BET? To watch the Fallen video by Alicia Keys and that Foolish video by Ashanti. So they were similar era. Keyshia came after that. But I'm just throwing it out there, just going back.
It's not fair for me to speak on Alicia Keys versus anybody.
Why?
Because I'm not a fan.
I'm not either.
I used to love, I have Alicia's albums, so I
have Alicia's albums up until she became a hypocrite.
So wait a minute, Alicia Keys and Keyshia Cole, I don't know, they just feel different.
They do.
They absolutely feel different.
They do feel different. So, well, let's talk about. So that probably is a part of it too. So that's why, like, a Melanie Fiona and a Jasmine Sullivan may be able to work because they feel the same. There's some soul there. There's some pain and feelings and emotion in their music. I almost want to say like. Even Ashanti might be a little bit because as when I'm thinking about Ashanti, I'm thinking about like fun times, like, and I'm gonna use this phrase because it's the easiest and quickest way for me to describe it. It was like R&B pop, like it gave me like very simple, cool, wasn't too much, and you could always I think Jena, you mentioned earlier, you could always sing to her songs. Like it was very much so like you can participate and all that good stuff. I think the issue, obviously, Keyshia gave a lot of soul, but let's talk. Who suggested this? Because did somebody say that Keyshia was looking for Ashanti in the comments? Like, did I hear that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Well.
Yeah, she's the one who had definitely been calling Ashanti out, but it just kind of goes back to I get again that first Ashanti album. Is everything. It was definitely a moment. It was iconic. Yeah. Like I don't want to make light of that, but Keyshia, she just gives me something I can feel, give me something I can use.
Yeah, no. I wanna be like those girls in the movie.
Oh,
Thank you.
I remember.
Keyshia still wins, but thank you.
Yes, no, that was a good time.
That was a
The way
jam, but I
you
can't
loving
listen to
me.
that now. It sounds childish.
It's childish, and that's exactly. It makes me think about my childish ways and dealing with people when I was a child.
It makes me hit skip.
No, I can listen to that because it takes me back to, like Jenna said, it makes me think about.
It makes me think about like, oh my God, I got my license. I got to be home by midnight or 1 o'clock or whatever. And it's like
I'm
listening to
hollering.
that
I was taking my shower, putting on my little bath and body.
Yeah, my
Sweet
bath and
Pea,
body
waiting
works,
for
my
boo
sugar
to come
plum,
to-
my moonlight pass.
Like I can listen to Baby
there
and
I
Foolish
go.
now. I can't listen to that one now.
Yeah, movies hit for me, but here we are. So are y'all gonna be ready for January 9th? That date personally does not work for me. I wish Swiss and Tim would have called us to see if we were available. I don't know how that date was chosen. I guess they're trying to do it after the holidays. But why couldn't we do next Saturday? I mean, she still won't have COVID.
Oh my gosh. I think one, she does have to wait 2 weeks, and 2 weeks is probably
I
Christmas.
know, to do it live. Yeah.
Huh. All right, child.
I'm ready for January 9th. I'm ready for whatever comes. And I will be interested to see what songs match up with what songs between
For
them.
sure.
Me too.
I wish that they would create some space, and I feel like they have done this with just like recommendations for who should go against who. But y'all need to be letting us recommend what tracks go against which, because I know we have all been frustrated with the choices with these previous battles.
Yeah.
What are the comments saying?
Alicia is a little sleepy time tea for me.
She is.
Oh,
Is that what Kelly?
Yeah.
Because she called J. Cole Sleepy Time tea. I knew that was her as soon as I saw Sleepy
Can we-
Time tea.
Can we talk about the R&B?
Amy J made a good point. Alicia did already go against John Legend. I forget that. I didn't watch that one.
I didn't watch it, and I like Love and Both.
That was very sleepy time tea. That's why.
A good nightcap. A good nightcap.
I would like to see some of these male R&B singers coming up.
You know they feel they can't go against nobody but themselves.
That's y'all VA boys.
This is not what this arena is for us to go against each other. Nobody is like me. Mario.
They are competition. But me and Kathia were talking about how we would love to see some of these 90s R&B groups. Give us some Boys II Men. Give us some Jodeci. Like,
I did a mock battle.
Yeah, some
with
Silk,
some two completely different sounds.
Yeah, it would be. But because Boys II Men was ending right around the time, well, I shouldn't say ending. The sound of Jodeci was becoming more popular just as the sound of Boys II Men was like, but obviously Boys II Men have very much romantic ballads and they were able to do that too.
What is that comment? What are they saying?
Somebody said Cassie versus A. Marie. Somebody said, hell no.
Yeah, no. A. Marie had a lot more hits, a lot more talent.
I mean,
That's the cat.
Cassie had one song. We're not going to disrespect A. Marie's first 2 albums.
Period.
Some albums grow. Still.
Child, when I was in her freshman year in college, when you called her phone and got her voicemail,
that's what I said.
It was an A. Marie song. Then play for a good 30 seconds before I could leave a message.
I can't. Oh, remember that? That was
yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, Florida. We cut you off because she was laughing.
Male R&B groups. Jodeci was coming in. Boys II Men was facing
Boys II Men sound was moving out, but Boys II Men is still iconic. They still an iconic R&B group.
No, they are.
Somebody asked them, like, who would you go against? They were like, well, we can't go against New Edition because that's like, we named our group after one of their songs. So it's like,
inspired New Edition.
We could, but we can't. And then somebody said Jodeci, and Sean Stockton was like, no.
They're totally different sounds. Yeah, they're totally different.
But they might have to do it just, but you know,
I was Boys II Men
and no.
I feel
like Jodeci.
Silk and Jodeci.
Yeah, I feel like if Jodeci went against anybody, it would be like Silk, H-Town, somebody else. Like it would have to be like a few people going against Jodeci.
except for Silk.
Right, Silk the only one that got the catalog to match up with. So who will Boys the Men go again?
Maybe they're just untouchable.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
They're just in their own lane.
Yeah.
They were in
I
a
did.
specific
We did
time.
I'm
Jodeci
gonna
and
throw a
Drew
little
Hill.
pop in there. I'm gonna say I wouldn't be mad at the Backstreet Boys versus the NSYNC
Duh.
battle.
Well, as soon as you find that side of the culture that's doing that.
Look, Tim has produced for them. Swiss and Tim, they could. If y'all watch this, I mean, let's throw some pop in the mix.
What about
Hello,
Jodeci and
soul.
Drew Hill?
Oh,
They did. Jodeci did say Drew Hill sold our sound, so I think that would be actually interesting. I think that would.
Ooh, enter the Drew.
Yeah.
That's a
Drew
Drew.
Hill
Yeah.
is my fave.
I like
Yeah, I love
I'm a
Drew
San
Hill.
Francisco fan, y'all. Like, y'all have no idea. I'm not gonna talk about it because it's not the proudest thing in my life. But I was a huge Drew Hill fan. Like, huge.
I mean, no, Drew Hill.
I just want to right now.
I know. I was about to say. I started thinking about that hop. Y'all can't see the feet, but we have them. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
My vote is for Jodeci and Drew Hill.
Jodeci,
Boys to Men, and I don't know.
They in their own lane.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
Boys
they-
to Men, 4 of them, and then Boys to Men, 3 of them. It's about as good as I can give you.
And we never found anybody to go against Destiny's Child. That was brought up.
In Vogue.
They not the same era.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
I
hard.
feel like
Anybody
Destiny's
else,
Child. It to me, I'm thinking of the first 2 albums.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
The original.
Oh, Riders on the Wall was everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Everything.
Come on.
Everything.
It's not that DC3 wasn't good, but it's just like when I think about the whole style and the era, it always goes back to the original 4 for me.
Mhm.
So when I'm thinking of a matchup for Destiny Child, I'm basing it on those 4 versus
Yeah.
the Destiny Child of today.
Actually, somebody said that they said they would have Destiny's Child original 4 versus Destiny's Child at the ending.
The 3?
They really did say that.
Ooh.
So
I mean,
it would be
I
like what, Michelle and then LaToya and Latavia, because Kelly and Beyonce are busy.
All right.
Are they not?
Can somebody please tell me what? Never mind. I was gonna. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
Were you about to bring up Foxy and Kim?
Oh, Foxy and Lil Kim. Yeah, I heard about that.
No.
Yeah,
Is that canceled?
TV exclusive. Go on, tell us, Jena.
So I heard a rumor. Somebody said that the next versus battle is going to be Lil Kim and Foxy Brown. And Swiss Beats confirmed that that's not confirmed. So that's all
You didn't
that I
say it
have for
wasn't true.
everybody.
You just said it was not confirmed.
Yeah, like they leaked it on the Clubhouse, and then Swiss Beats tweeted and was like, people were like, "Oh, is this confirmed? Is Foxy and Lil Kim confirmed?" And he was like, "No, it's not confirmed." Like big letters and shit. So, but
Well, if it happens, you heard it here on SSTV first.
Yep.
that's what I heard.
Ooh, Kelly had a really good question. Where does 112 come into play? That is a really good question.
Ooh, I love 112.
Well, they said it was half of 112. So what's 112 divided by 2? People were saying they were.
I did, but you I had to bring it up. Okay. They already went against 112. 112 and Jagged Edge, they did the verses. And I think that was a good matchup.
It was a
Jagged
good
Edge
matchup.
just had
Heck yeah, that was a good time.
yeah, it was just bad. But it
Jagged
was
Edge has definitely aged better than 112. They looked amazing. They still got it.
Now that is interesting. I would love to know the story behind that. I would love to see a biopic. We were just talking with my friend Brianna about this, a biopic of Jodeci, because they have been through a lot.
A lot.
yeah,
A
definitely.
lot. Yeah.
Oh, speaking
But
of biopics, who's watching Wendy's?
You know we watched.
Yeah, you know we watched it.
And
No way I'm
keeping
not
Twitter
watching
up.
Wendy Williams biopic, y'all. I'm not missing it. Not missing
And
it.
Keeping Up Black Twitter. You have to watch both at the same time. You can't just watch one without the other. Yeah,
It's the commentary that goes with the show. It's like narration.
Absolutely.
But whoever did New Edition's biopic has to do Jodeci's.
They have to.
Like, don't make it a
God,
Lifetime
yeah.
film. Don't do it on Lifetime. Don't do it nowhere else.
Was it
Whoever
just
did
the,
New Edition
Collins?
has to do Jodeci's.
Yeah, it has to be that BET team that did New Edition.
Yep.
They did a good job.
So we have some opinions coming in about the Backstreet versus NSYNC, and I'll just go ahead and say I'm Team NSYNC.
Yeah, NSYNC.
Oh, I love me some Backstreet Boys. But when I think about the hits,
I knew she was going to say that.
You know I was gonna say it.
I did. You just like to be different.
Backstreet is a good time, but I think
when it comes to hits, though, I think NSYNC had perfected the formula because Backstreet was first, so I think NSYNC popped more because they perfected the formula with them. And Gone, that's child.
That's NSYNC.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody still says it's gonna be May.
Exactly.
And
Here's my
when
thing.
they-
Okay,
when
NSYNC and
Halloween
Backstreet Boys
come
was
on,
back
that
when you used to
every-
like record videos
they
on
play
VHS.
everywhere. That's Backstreet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you think about making the video. You think about like back when you used to record your videos on VHS, like and play them. Like, I had way more NSYNC videos than I had Backstreet Boys. I'm sorry.
True.
Me too.
I think hit for hit, I think NSYNC would probably take it for sure.
Oh, celebrity album, I love NSYNC.
It would just, it would be interesting to see them celebrate it. Each other, what chord?
What?
Amy asked the question that
Why would you do that?
No, but I'm not gonna bring that up. I'm not gonna bring it up. We're not gonna go there. But I think sometimes, we need to check in. That's all I'm gonna say. Just check in with people to make sure they are good to go.
We see what you dropping.
Yes.
What is it?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Thank you, Amy. Anyway, I still think that there are some other R&B, our other R&B male artists, and I'm not talking about 2000 on. I'm talking about like Joe and what's
Joe
the
and Avant.
huh?
I said Avant. Or
Avant, yes.
Somebody said Carl Thomas, but I don't think Carl Thomas has enough material as like Joe, Avant, and Donnell Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that actually would be good. That actually would be good. And I think Avant is down for it. And I think Joe would be down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He released a song recently that's really good, but I'm just saying. That's my adult radio that I listen to.
There's just so many different artists, and I wonder if they're talking to them kind of. I really don't care because right now nobody, well, I shouldn't say nobody, but there are many people who are not on Chris Brown, on Trey Songz, and the antics of them saying that they can't battle each other. Like, that's stupid. Like, it really should just, first of all, aren't they getting paid for this? Is this Ciroc and Doritos paying them to be there?
Not Doritos.
Did you say Doritos?
Oh, I thought Doritos was a sponsor. Oh my God.
See, right, so they always have product placement on all the battles. I don't know about Doritos. That's reminding me of like Super Bowl commercials.
I know, that's just funny. I'm sorry.
But no, I mean, I know that streams increased significantly after these things. So it's been really
So
good.
why not? Why not take the opportunity?
Like, come on, y'all.
Do y'all think people are still here for the verses? Because I have some friends that are like, yeah, in the beginning when we were all stuck in the house and it was something new,
But
we were here for it. We should still be stuck in the house, FYI. But I think some people haven't kept up with it because they're like, yeah, they're kind of like the newness and the appeal of it has worn off since we are further into this pandemic thing. Do y'all think people are still excited about the? I mean, obviously.
So we can close on that then, like kind of see where everybody is when it comes to verses. Like,
are y'all still here for verses? Do we want it to keep going even when outside open back up?
Well, that will be interesting to see. I think that's a really good question. When life gets back to some level of normal, I think it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you can already tell that there has been some lack of attention to the things we're paying attention to when we all really were staying home. I feel like because people have been able to kind of go out, things have changed a little bit as far as attention span. But I will say, the Versus is a little hard for me at times because it seems like there's not a delay. There's something there that doesn't feel like I don't know. The best one that I saw was Patty and Gladys. I felt that they kept it. I mean, besides the fact that Patty needed her lyrics, I think they kept things moving. I think that it wasn't.
Don't play with my eye.
I think they were able to keep things going. I have seen verses where it just feels like there's a lot of wasted time and dead space, and some of them are late, and I'm just like, and also there's some of them are too long. Like, what, Brandy and Monica's was like 3 whole hours. Like,
that's one thing I appreciated about the Jeezy and Gucci. Like, they just, and we was done. Like.
But see, I couldn't even get into it because I was already like ready to go to bed or look at something different by 8:45.
Because they were so late, yeah.
Right. So, and I hear apparently they were actually trying to get all their COVID tests done prior to the start of that verse. So that's why they were late.
And probably their entourage. Y'all know how that goes. Because they had people there. It's like there were people on the sides and all of that we could see for. So all of them had to get tested. I could see that.
For sure. Well, I personally will say I'm here for Versus continuing as a music lover, vocalist, songwriter, music enthusiast. I would love to see it keep going. And yeah, I think it's a great way to celebrate culture and honor artists who aren't maybe making music now or aren't, currently focused or have albums out, but for us to still celebrate and be taken back to a time where the music made us feel good and yeah, to give them a little shine too. So I'm here for it to continue.
I'm here for Versus. I don't mind it. I think it's a good time. Like, not everybody, even when outside opens back up, is going to be out and about on a Saturday night. So it's not a bad idea. To Shalena's point about celebrating culture and music and artists and giving them their time to shine. Have y'all seen DJ Cassidy's past?
Yes, that was so in the Soul Train Award.
Yeah, it's real cute. And he has like a few videos where it's just basically like if you picked up a mixtape, like an old school, like when a DJ makes a mixtape off the street or from the barbershop or the hair salon or something, and the DJ just like puts a bunch of songs together that makes sense. Like DJ Cassidy has this channel on YouTube where artists like actually like Full Force and Jodeci and
it was super dope. Y'all
and like Troop and like and it goes and it's like Sheila E and Lisa and like they like it goes and they're actually singing live and it's a good time and it's real cute, but it's like old school music. Like En Vogue has done it. Who else was on there? Keith Sweat was on there. Was Lisa Shanice was on there. It's been a real cute.
One of them. I love the DeBarges.
It's been cute. So if nothing else, Versus has created a way for celebrating music to evolve. So I'm here for it. I'm not going to knock the original. So yeah, I'm here for it.
Corbin.
Oh, I mean, I kind of feel like, honestly, I'm sorry. I feel like once things get back to a certain point, it's not going to be as, it's not going to have its staying power unless they can really have some really really cool, interesting matches. I don't think it's going to. And I think that there is going to be a limit on ideas as well. Granted, somebody just said to me Fatima versus Lorianne, so maybe it'll expand to dance. I don't know. Like maybe there'll be some other avenues of Black art. Maybe we'll have soliloquies from, Black actors and actresses and things. I don't know. I kind of do feel like it's going to fade at some point as quickly as it came in. 'Cause it feels like very much of a moment in time, but who knows?
Well, it looks like our co-hosts, I mean, they're here for it. Some just said they want the reminders. It depends on who the battle is. Some were saying you definitely have to watch it on Apple TV, which is a good experience.
So much better than watching it on Instagram. And I think they have it available on YouTube too.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of DJs like they stream it with like half screen and then themselves, and they take cash apps.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Well, I don't care. Y'all know me, so they can do it. They can that. All right, y'all. Well, I think that wraps us up for tonight. Anybody got anything before we get on out of here? Before we let it go?
Let it go.
No. Thanks for rocking with us.
Yeah, this is a surprise episode even to me. Okay, we are here.
I feel like it was cool.
Yeah, it was